What about her?
She wasn't fishing.
She wasn't.
So she's sweet.
We're good too.
Alright, let's go.
I mean, her line's out there, but we didn't see her touch the hole like everybody else said. We got her probably fine.
Unless we see it, we can't do anything about it.
You're good to go.
Alright, bye.
Yep, so flatheads, they're kind of by themselves, but like a channel cat or blue cat, those guys.
Well, hello and welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. I'm Todd Craighead. For more than 20 years, each summer, Wildlife Department employees host an incredible youth camp here at Lake Texoma. During the week, campers get hands-on experience with many of the things that the agency does, like electroshock fishing for fisheries management and even role-playing real-life game warden scenarios. By the end of the week, campers have a pretty good idea of what a career in wildlife is like. In fact, several youth camp alumni have gone on to study wildlife in college and are now working their dream job with us today. A wildlife department that invests in today's young people, knowing they are tomorrow's conservation leaders. Just another reason to love Oklahoma and the adventures that await you.
Last night got down to about 50 degrees, so, and the moon phase is high, so it's kind of one of those deals where fish are probably already up moving around, doing their thing. Like I said, this time of year, a lot of big bass get caught. A lot of guys are out hunting for those big fish, you know.
Just saw a big bass jump out there. That's awesome.
They're going to be active this morning. This lake is full of largemouth, sand bass, very large catfish. So it's a good chance we'll catch some, hopefully. Started fishing as a kid. My family grew up fishing, so I got into it pretty early on in life. And as far as competitive fishing, I really didn't do much of that till about 5 years ago when I bought my first kayak and kind of got interested in, you know, getting out and doing some more fishing, and then found out that there was a pretty good size competitive kayak fishing group in Oklahoma. And I've been kind of hooked ever since. I'm the captain of operations for the OSU Tulsa Police Department. I've been employed by OSU Stillwater for the last 14 years. I was recently promoted last year to that position in Tulsa. I probably fish 4 days a week. I usually fish a couple jackpot tournaments on Tuesday night, sometime Thursday. And then I'm fishing all weekend, you know, Saturday and Sunday. I'll be somewhere fishing, either on a pond, in the kayak, or something. So typically people think that when you fish this much, you're always catching fish, and that's not always the case. You know, people watch a lot of YouTube videos and stuff they see on TV and watch the pros always catching fish on TV. But I always tell people, those guys, they put 12 hours a day, 7 days a week into their sport, and they learn where the fish are, and they have the high-end technology on their boats to find them. But you take an average fisherman who goes out maybe once every other weekend or something, and he gets frustrated because he can't catch fish. And I just tell him, it's not because you're not a good angler, it's just because you don't put enough time in. I think the thing that steers me away from the bass boats right now is just the overall cost of maintenance on a bass boat as opposed to a kayak or a two-man boat. There's very little maintenance involved in a kayak, especially when it's all human powered. As long as I'm able, the kayak's able, and there's no holes in it, we can get on the water. Whereas if your boat breaks down and it costs you $3,000 to fix it and you don't have $3,000, your boat's just sitting in your driveway waiting to get fixed and you can't use it. And I tell people I can go anywhere a bass boat can go. It just may take me a little bit longer to get there. But once I'm there, I can easily actually get in places the bass boat can't. Fish on. All right. Couldn't have timed that much better. I know the owner of the Oklahoma City Kayak Store as well as the Tulsa Kayak Store. And when I first met him 4 or 5 years ago, his inventory was full. I mean, he was hard pressed to sell, 3 kayaks a month. And once COVID hit and the economy basically shut down and people were staying home and they had to find things to do to occupy their time, he sold out in a couple months, his entire inventory at both his stores. I tell people that's probably the best place to learn to fish is in a pond, because you don't have to worry about trying to figure out where the fish are, because typically you can get to every side of the pond. And I give them every opportunity to catch a fish, and I tell them if you don't catch one, you got to walk. And of course they always ask me, have you ever not caught a fish? I said, not in my pond. I know where they're at. I can always catch one in the pond. A lot different than a lake. The lake's a lot bigger and you got to figure out where they're at and what they're doing. And yes, I have made a few people walk home, or at least back to the gate. I don't make them walk home. There's a fish right there. He must have followed my bait back in earlier. Huh. If you're wanting to get into kayaking and you don't know where to go, please look up the Oklahoma Kayak Anglers on their webpage as well as on Facebook. There's a lot of information out there on how to get started. If there's not, then you can always ask the question and post it on Facebook. And we're very eager to answer all questions on social media. So I'm gonna keep fishing, guys. I'm looking to catch a big fish today, and if not, a small one will work too.
It looks kind of like cross between Colorado and Houston. You know what I mean out here? It's like if you're driving down to Galveston, it's kind of what it looks like.
It's pretty special. I mean, I don't think that very many people really have a good idea of what it actually looks like down here until you get down here, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I've fished 100 ponds out in western Oklahoma, and then you get down here and it's nothing like what you would expect, you know,
No.
fishing other places in Oklahoma. It's pretty, I mean, just the changes in elevations and the creeks. I mean, you really feel like you're not in what you know as Oklahoma, you know?
Yeah.
So it's definitely a cool environment to come down and spend a couple of days in.
Looks like it's another bluegill. That's not what you want to have happen. Many times growing up, always hanging out at Broken Bow, which is pretty close by, and I don't know, Andrew, how you've been down here?
No, this is my first time kind of down in the area, but heard good things about this area, and so I jumped at the chance to come with Jason.
Yeah, I heard there was more than just Broken Bow down here. It kind of surprised me. I didn't know really what they were talking about, and did a little research, called the wildlife department, and they said it's like over 250,000 acres down here that is just waiting to be kind of explored. It hadn't been really accessed or
But I mean, even some undiscovered ponds still yet. Hey,
what's up?
Not much. Had much luck?
Just a couple hits, yeah, a couple fish.
Yeah, I had a few too. I just looked at the map. There's a few pretty close by. You want to go check them out?
2 more ponds? Yeah, let's do it.
Got about 140 something left to hit.
Well, it's a good thing we got all day.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Oh wow, look at this. That is awesome.
Yeah.
A rock underneath the water right over there.
Oh, there's got to be something over there. You need to throw your little.
Yeah, it goes down around the corner back. Goes a pretty good ways back there. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like up in there too. Smallmouth. Yeah, I was gonna say that's a little bit of a harder hit than a bluegill. Yeah. Blackfeet head woolly bugger. Nailed it. Let's go ahead and get our stuff out.
Yeah, there's a sign. I think this one's a little bit of a walk back up in there.
Yeah, we better get our stuff out. Carry some stuff back there with us.
Yeah. You gonna take your fly rod with you?
Yeah.
Got that one last pole. Off we go.
Oh, nice.
Come on, man. This is crazy. Think we're the first ones here today?
I think so. If it wasn't for that GPS, we never would have found this place, but
Yeah.
that's what makes it so awesome.
Well,
Let's try to catch a couple. Brought both rod and reels out here. Brought my fly rod. I just love to fly fish, but went ahead and brought a couple bait casting reels as well, just in case the ponds wouldn't allow for the fly rod. But you can get creative with it and get in a lot of places that you wouldn't normally think you could with a fly rod. It just takes a little bit of thinking about how you want to cast. And there he is.
Nice.
It's a little bit nicer one.
It's almost eating size.
They all fight hard on the fly rod. That's one of the fun parts about it. The coolest part about it is it's $40 to come down here and you can spend a day and just kind of get lost. And most of the places you're going to see, maybe just a handful of other people have seen them.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
In the last, 50 years or something, so.
Yeah, it's not like, western Oklahoma or something. There's a mile road everywhere,
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get lost. GPS is definitely your friend. That's a nice bass.
Yeah, it is.
It's a nice bass right there. Good pond size. All right. There we go. Yeah. That is what we're after. Nice, healthy pound and a half bass.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of like having your own lease for $40. You get over 250,000 acres available to you. I mean, it's
versus a couple thousand somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's a win-win for a hunter fisherman. I mean, a year-round access. You don't have to worry about, finding a place to fish, then finding a lease where you can hunt.
Right, yeah.
I mean, you can come down
you
here.
Do it all in one trip easily.
Yeah, it's a great place for whatever you're looking for. Good place to end it?
I'd say so.
And this is exactly what I've come to expect from this place. Something new right around the corner.
This seals the deal. The Three Rivers area definitely is full of surprises. Endless, pretty much.
Yeah, you could easily get your $40 worth in a year.
Well, we hope today's stories remind you that Oklahoma is a beautiful state to explore. So no matter how you choose to enjoy our state's incredible natural world, remember, your adventure starts with Outdoor Oklahoma. Is that good?
Yeah, good.
Whew, okay. Outdoor Oklahoma is produced by the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation and is proud to serve and be funded entirely by sportsmen and women and outdoor enthusiasts who love and appreciate all things wild in the great state of Oklahoma. Yeah. That's okay.